Welcome to Company of Shame. We pick a massive brand and we publicly shame them for one critical, massive, day-ruining design flaw. Let's talk about Samsung ovens. Anybody know Samsung made ovens? They do. They make ovens, lots of ovens. Let's specifically talk about replacing a heating element. Sounds like a pretty fair subject to talk about, you know? Doing maintenance on your stuff, that's pretty normal. I had to go and replace a heating element on a Samsung oven. Wow, that's pretty normal to do, right guys? I mean, this is just basic maintenance. Lots of people do it. Who would have thought, 30-minute job. It's a hidden element. You just go to the back, take a couple parts off, cut some of the foam away, and you just pull it out. Not too bad, right? Pretty easy, huh? That's what I was thinking 3 hours in when I was like, this is weird. Why was that hard? It should not have been that hard, but why it was that hard? Samsung, that's such a strange, design that you have there, huh? Matter of fact, let's talk about the design choice that you made for this specific oven. All you had to do was pull it out and then put it back in. That's supposed to be the easy part. Taking the stuff off and moving the oven and having to pull the breaker and then do all that stuff. You're like, that's so annoying. Who wants to do all that? But you got to do it. That's just how, this is what it takes. And you get to the part that you've been waiting for, and it's supposed to be the easiest part, which is just pulling it out and then putting the new one in. Guess what? It took 2 hours to get the thing in. Why? Because it was designed to just make you mad. Why? I don't know. Samsung, you just don't make ovens. Oh my God. There is a sheet of metal in there that's supposed to keep the element down. And just for clarification, assuming there's a diagraph here, this is supposed to have a little thing on there, and then it just, I'll have my editor draw it in, but it's just supposed to keep it in. That's it. And when you pull it out, it comes out easy. Easy peasy, no problems. But get this, when you want to put it back in, that piece of metal, the same piece of metal that's meant to keep it in, well, when you want to put it back in, it actually keeps you out. I think that might have actually been the design choice by Samsung, the very, very big, expensive billionaire company. It's definitely a billionaire company. They were like, we're going to make this as cheap as possible. Let's make it like a soda can. We're gonna just make it all out of just really thin aluminum. And if it just bends the wrong way, oh well, it's a cheap oven. Who cares, They'll just buy another. Wrong assumption. Putting the element back in took way too much work. So what do we have to do? We have to figure out why it's not working, and then take a flashlight and then spread it open as if we're doing surgery and look at the itty bitty little things in there to see what is the tiny little thing that's stopping it from just going back in. And we see that it's a tiny little thin sliver of metal keeping it from going in. Why? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't work for Samsung. You might argue that this is slander, but unfortunately, these are all true events that happened, and I'm simply re-explaining a story that happened in my life with zero bias. It's just what happened. This is the story. There's no slander. I'm just retelling the story that happened. So I put the thing in, and it, after having to make an amalgamation of a weird hook that looked like it came out of a lab, we were able to just slightly push it up. Just like bend it up a little bit so that it could actually go in. And you know what? It worked. After another hour of trying to bend it up. This is by far one of the worst designs I've ever seen in an oven. And I've seen plenty of ovens in my lifetime. Sure, I look young, but I worked on lots of ovens. This sucked. This was terrible. This is basically a tin can with massive heating elements and then a Samsung circuit board. And let's pray to the world above that the circuit board doesn't fail, because we were testing this before we were done, and it took about 5 minutes for the sensor to actually start telling us that the thing was heating up. Now, maybe that was because it was taking a long time to heat up. I don't know. But the moment it started catching on, it did heat up pretty fast. I'll give you that. It did heat up pretty fast. This thing right here, I just want everybody to know this. This This thing right there. That is one of the worst things that have ever crawled upon on this planet. It is literally made of nothing. It is the thinnest aluminum I've ever seen in my life. Don't buy this oven. This oven right here, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Don't buy that oven. Don't buy any ovens from Samsung. Don't do any of that. Don't even touch their ovens. Don't even touch. Just go buy Whirlpool or like some other oven brand that's like making ovens. What is the takeaway here, Samsung? Maybe just don't make ovens. Just don't make ovens. If you've ever been a victim of poorly designed house utility tools, put your story in the comment. And for future videos, for the company of shame, put your recommendations in the bottom. I would love, down to the bottom of my heart, to dissect any company that's recommended. And I'll add it to the wheel. Thank you for watching. That's it. Congrats, Samsung. Bye-bye. Goodbye.
They'll never see me. They'll never see me. They'll never understand. They won't know who I am, so they'll just ignore me. They'll just ignore me and they'll have no idea who I am. It's perfect. It's the perfect